Hi, good day to you. This is Rain, founder of Forex 100. Is the sound okay? Is everything okay? Can you hear me all right? So if you're in the room, please say hi and let me know that you're here, because if we are not connected on Facebook as friends, then chances are we might not be able to see you and I can't greet you properly. So just let me know. That'd be great. Alright, so today we're going to do something very different. Let's just wait for a while first. I just opened up a plain chart. Supposedly I will not have anything over here. Yep, that's correct. Hit the share button right now. We are going through some of the lesson plans, and of course we'll see if the it is helpful for you. All right, so hit the share button to the time your Facebook timeline. It'll be helpful for you. And of course, hi everyone, great to see you over there. Yeah, there are a couple of things I like to go through. As let's say you are trading like harmonic pattern and stuff like that, it is always a good practice to know where to plot the turning point. To able to spot the turning point is important, and to a certain extent it is quite critical. And there are two types of different traders. Some are very into details, and some are looking at the big picture. Either way is fine. The only thing about this, the trick on about this is you just have to be consistent about it. Alright, so let me just give you an example how I usually plot it. What you usually do, you can go and practice. You can go to TradingView. Let me just see if I can pull out a page, a referral link for you. So in fact, I already have this referral link for quite some time. I have it for 1 year plus 2 years, so I didn't kind of really share it. So for the fun of it, you can see that there's one free account sign up and stuff like that. Supposedly there is one paid account, but anyway, let me just share the link over here. For the fun of it, if you have not have the TradingView account, just click this link and register. Let's say if you are going to pay, you get to save $30 and I get to earn $30, something like that. It's not a lot of money, but it's for me to track in terms of how many people are being influenced to open such account. Alright, so let us get to business. Why I love TradingView so much, because as I'm traveling, sometimes I don't bring my desktop along. Alright, so yeah, so none of us does, right? So when I use my default trading tools, charting software that I've been used for more than 15-16 years, the MT4, it is not web-based, meaning to say that the good thing is privacy, but the bad thing is if there's anything happen to the computer or I'm not using the same device, I have to do my charting all over again. And for a person that do 12 pairs with 3 time frame and I use 16 trading strategy, it is crazy and it's very not time effective. It's not time efficient at all. So about 2 years, 3 years ago, I found TradingView, and I find that although at the start of it I have to get used to the tools because the control buttons, everything is very different, but because it's web-based and it pretty much retain my work very well. Here and there a bit of glitches, but I would say that it's fair enough. Alright, so let me just hide some of my findings over here, because I found something. This red line is my new configuration, my new baby. It is used to mimic the entire graph and charting. So far it seems so well and so fine. Is unless either I have a 1 to 2 months testing 100 times per time frame per currency manually to see if this work, or I will do it forward, meaning to say that moving forward for the next 1 year, I'll observe the trends, and if it work, I'll share with you guys, promise. Alright, so this is still on testing phase, much cleaner. Alright, so what is going to happen right now is open up your charting. What you do, I want you to start tracing it. So candle, please do not make it so small you can't even see the candle body, then it's pointless. A size that is something like this, that will be good. Alright, if you prefer slightly bigger, this is fine. but this is too much. All right, this is too big and you can't see any turning point. So get your size adjust correctly, and of course for practice purposes I will do a bit smaller than usual so you can see more. All right, so let me just share with you, this is my style of plotting, and because of TradingView, if you're using MP4, then you have to go to the trend line, click one time and click one time. You have to basically do something like this, click here to here. You have to click and drag. The mechanism is very different compared to TradingView. All right, TradingView is click and click. Okay, MT4 is click and drag and release. All right, so you have to do this over and over again, and this is one thing that I love about TradingView is I can just go and choose my tool. In this case, I'll use the arrow. It's the same. All right, I can differentiate the color over here, and this is my favorite bar, tools that I use very frequently. I just turn on this always in a drawing mode. So this is how I read my trends, and this is how you see I look at all the turning points. By default, I do something like this. All right, so breaking a new high, so I just trace it. I don't think too much. I always look from left to right of the chart. All right, a lot of times when you talk about plotting a support resistance, one of the common mistake of most traders do is they will draw the top line, then they start to draw different levels. To me, is not the right way of doing it. It is more towards like you will miss some levels. You'll miss some levels, that's for sure. After many years of teaching, I find that it's very common for you to miss a level. The right way is to plot from right to left if you're drawing support resistance. So today I'll just focus on drawing trends, and maybe if you're interested, comment down below. Then next week we can go through the exercise of plotting support resistance. All right, so here we go. This is how I see the trend. All right, in fact, it is very important. I'm more of a big picture guy, rather than look into the micro differences. All right, so when I shift it, I have to uncheck it. If not, you'll be in the drawing mode. Make sense? All right, so oops. All right, so from here to here, here to here. All right, here to here, here to here. So you can see I always look at the bigger move on the turning point, and that do me actually pretty well. All right, so this is it right now. I won't draw the latest one because you won't know if it break or it reverse from here, and whether how low it will go. This might not be the lowest, correct? All right, so this is one way of doing it. Let me just change the color, and I show you the second way of plotting, which is fine. So I can click this lock all drawing tool, so I can't go and click and drag it because this is what is going to happen most likely. So from the same starting point, so not to confuse you, I'll use other color, maybe red. All right, so to indicate that this is more on a micro way of plotting. You may have a bit of difference from me, and that is perfectly fine. Later I'll cover a bit, but it has to make sense lah. All right, so this is the red movement. I think red is not so obvious, right? Let's change to black. Okay, never mind. Let's do it again. Over here, this is the black. Let's see, better? You can always comment down below, yeah. So let me just lock just in case. All right, so this is another way of plotting where traders read these small movement, small turning points. Can you see is a massive difference on how you actually plot it? So one rule that you can use is look at all the turning points and ask yourself, does it matter to you? And I can tell you pretty honest that either way is fine. It's just that your results definitely will be different because you are looking at different turning points, and yeah, you are looking at different turning points and you might read the chart slightly different. But if you are consistent about it, it's fine. The key of this entire thing is you have to be consistent. Alright, so if you do the micro part, then basically one of the common practice that I observe from many is they will just plot it on the 4 hour, let's say, and they'll go to the 1 hour chart, and from here they'll go and look for their, let's go for the black line. Okay, they will go and read their trends from here. Alright, so this is one of a very good practice, especially for so especially for people who are very new, and you can't kind of see the turning points of this chart. Alright, can you see the difference? To some area is still the same because that's the only turning point is clean, you know. Myself, I really use pretty much the blue one, the blue line. I think it's good enough. Alright, so the sad part about this trading view, I cannot hide one without hiding the other in a way, maybe. Alright, later we can just explore. Yesterday people tell me about this tree, the object tree and stuff like that. Yeah, let's see if it's here. Alright, so you get where I'm coming from? Yep, that's what happened if you never uncheck it. Alright, you see it's very different. Alright, so for those who are in the black, they might be seeing this as a different move. Alright, for this example, you see up, down, up, down. So having this structure, for those who are very familiar with, then they will know that, oh, of course this is not all the rules. There are more than like minimum 8 rules, and of course I'm not like revealing everything over here. It might be confusing for most of you. So this can be a shark pattern, all right, somewhere over here. So for those who read a smaller, the black line might see this as a trading opportunity. Can you imagine? Because that's how their eyes see it. And I'll just, for the convenience of it, I'll just delete away the blue line for now, for this example. Okay, so you see it is more of spotting a different kind of trend. So the person will spot, hey, there is a shark pattern over here. All right, so if I undo and I bring back the blue line, and let me just remove this pattern over here, and we remove the black line. This is what the big picture traders see. So when big picture traders see this, we'll say that, hey, actually there's nothing over here. Yeah, there's nothing over here at all, because the market just went up, break a new high, market then did a double top, which both traders will see. Okay, so the black line traders will get to see this movement. You see? So having this movement, it could be a potential another harmonic pattern. All right, then the traders start to see a big move that is driving downwards, upwards, nothing much. So for traders who are focusing on the blue line, they are looking more on the big turns, not so much on the small setup and stuff like that. The pros and cons about it is their targets, their profits is usually greater in terms of their target distance, target opportunity, but they might miss out opportunity that the black traders are looking at. Likewise, the black traders, the advantage, they have more trading opportunity, that's for sure. The disadvantage is because this small little movement does affect them in a way of their analysis, and when it comes to target management and trade management, it can be quite tricky for them, because they'll say, oh, over here if I buy it up, I will have another pattern that is against me, whereas the blue trader will say there's nothing over there, I'll just trade and follow my rules. So the key about this is you really have just to be consistent about how you plot it, I use pretty much the blue way of looking at trends, and I do about 12 pairs. So to me, at any one time from my experience, there's not more than 9 trading ideas popping up, so it's very manageable. So if I use the small wave, I might have, I don't know, it could even give me more than double. That means more than 18 strategies, which is a bit too much for me, you see. All right, so yeah, so the preference, I leave it to you, but this is definitely one of a very good exercise you can look into, so that you can plot the chart. You can start looking at these points and harmonic patterns and stuff like that, because I realized that by able to read these different points and structure is really very important. So definitely, as a trader, I relate this as from A to B to C to D. These are the movement, these are the turning points, but not so much of this minute movement. This one I just ignore. Okay, I'll just take at this as one wave, one movement, 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 one movement. All right, so how my cursor move right now is how I read it. All right, so these are the turning points. I read it this way and not this way. Got it? All right, let us get back to business, our usual routine. What's going to happen is Surya is have we met before? At least you are in this channel before, because your name seems kind of familiar. I just can't recall. You will be outside or just on Facebook. Just punch that in. Good day to all. Alright, so what is going to happen is I'll go through Euro dollar all the way to pound Australia, and that's it. I may throw in some bonus content, depends on time. I may even cover on gold. And I'll move from daily 4-hour and 1-hour time frame. At the same time, I'll move from top to bottom. If you have any currency pairs, like questions like, oh, what's you think about, example, Euro Pound, tell me a time frame and what's your analysis. That would be helpful. I'll be sharing mine as well, but just keep it neutral. Disclaimer, this is just an entire analysis, is just for me to share with you what I'm looking at. At the same time, today we also cover what are the opportunities I have already took. It's a fantastic way to start a new year in a way. It's Chinese New Year, and this week has been quite good. 3 trade ideas has been traded. 2 is extremely profitable. The one that we hit losses is very small losses, so we lose about 331 pips, but we earn about 300 over pips, so it's a 10-1 ratio. All right, so anyway, let's get to business. All right, so remember how I share with you how I read the trends. So that's how I read the trends, and overall trend at this turning point, I'll look into whether there is a break and close above over here, or there is not. So if you trace the pattern, this is the pattern how I read it. All right, and up, down, and up, and up. All right, so this is the last wave of the bearish movement. Market over here break and close above the high one time, retraces, never break and close below the support, so the support still stand. Market went back up and break and close above the high second time. So having 2 breaks of the high, the entire trend is right now bullish, and this is the starting move of the last movement. So that's when how you read the trend is important, because if you read the small movement like this, you don't read it this way. Over here there is a break of trend already. All right, so another break, it will be change of trend for you. Whereas the big picture traders will still read it as a uptrend trending movement. It has not break and close below the low over here. All right, huge difference actually. All right, so either way it's fine. You just stick with the way that you're doing it. So daily chart on Euro dollar is bullish down to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, you can see that over here, this is the last leg of the bullish movement. Market break and close below the low one time, retest the high and decided to slide down. Alright, so overall movement is still bullish, although the first break has happened. It basically just shared that it is a weaker bull. All right, so it's still bullish trend. Down to the 1 hour, let's have a look over here. Okay, so on the 1 hour chart, definitely is a bearish movement. All right, it's a bearish movement. Market has broken over here. Then this is the high. Market break above 1 time, 2 time, bullish. So summary, euro dollar throughout all 3 time frames is bullish. On the 4 hour is just a weaker bull. Take note of that. So if you choose to buy from the market, you are trend trading. If you are choosing to sell, you are counter trend trading. Why is that important? Because for myself, counter trend trading, I'll take the conservative move, meaning to say that let's say harmonic pattern, I'll take the conservative targets that I was being taught. And of course, when it is a trend trading move, I can be a bit more bold. I can even stretch my second target to the next level of structure, something like that. All right, so back to the daily chart. That is analyzing, the first step. So you just use three framework: analyze, plan, and execute. So just now I've analyzed. So right now I'm in the planning stage. What should I do? All right, so we all know that right now is bullish. So my plan over here, this blue box is known as the 5-0 pattern. I'm waiting for a buying opportunity over here to buy it up. Of course, the shark pattern has really set up. For those who have shorted it, congratulations, well done. But over here there's a 5-0 pattern. All right, so it seems that it does give a very good setup over here. I will need further confirmation at this level. Okay, so once I see that the support is standing well and a candle reversal, I may just buy all the way up, at least to this level, 1.2222. 1.1222. All right, so that's the level I'm looking at. And of course, I will be watching closely if the market break and close above. If it break and close above, I'll be stretching my targets. But if it doesn't, then I may go in and short the market back as a counter trend trade. All right, down to the 4 hour chart. So on the euro dollar is one of the focus I'm looking at. On the 4 hour chart over here, nothing much for me. It has not formed any structure yet. But these harmonic pattern traders, this can be X, A, B, let's say a retracement happen, C, D, and you might have a godly formation. All right, so down to the 1 hour. Okay, so 1 hour is pretty interesting. So we have many filters, and by right, this entire bad pattern can only complete on 3rd of February, 9 p.m. based on that server time, but we are using +2 UTC, and that's what my brokers is using. So make sure that if you're using TradingView, don't choose Singapore or don't choose Malaysia, because the hours is different, the candle setup will be different, and you read the chart very differently. All right, so what's going to happen over here? I was waiting for a retest to short, but seems I missed it. It's fine. Anyway, it's not the pattern I'll be trading. So you just have to have strict rules. You know what you'll be doing and what you'll be not. At times you will face this missing out trade and stuff like that, but most of the time, if by doing this save you money, then you should be following that. All right, so on 1 hour chart, nothing much for me at this moment. Let's move to the next pair. So if you enjoy this, you can hit the share button on the Facebook, so more people can benefit from this. Pound dollar to the daily chart. Daily chart, you can see market has, this is the last leg of the move. All right, I go a bit faster. If not, this session will end like 5 p.m. All right, so this movement is the last leg of the move. Market break and close above the high 1 time, go into consolidation and break and close above the high. So pound dollar on a bullish trend, despite what is going to happen, or there is talks that say there's a weaker pound and whatsoever due to the disagreement, pound is still on a bullish trend on the daily chart. On the 4 hour chart, you can see that there is very strong uncertainty. Market just keep on breaking support and resistance. You see the breaking of resistance 1 time, all right, and this is the movement of the break, and this is breaking of support, all right, and went into a consolidation again. All right, so over here, consolidation breeds pattern. So once you spot consolidation, ask yourself, is there any harmonic pattern set up over here? If your answer is no, for this case, you have to look for someone for help. And of course, if you'd like me to coach you, just drop me a message. In fact, there's a lot of patterns over here. Down to the 1 hour chart. 1 hour chart, you can see this very sharp move. For those who caught this wave, congratulations, well done. Yep, so let us get going. Daily chart over here. There is a interesting pattern. So over here we have a flag. I think it ended prematurely. When you say that it should end at a much higher price, 1.3592, through my analysis and pattern or whatsoever. But once we see this warning, we know that it might not make it, and RSI went to the extreme and hooked down. So these are signs that you should be able to read, and to some traders you do active management, and this is when you can intervene. All right. Over here there is a potential bad pattern. Personally, I find that it is very unlikely it's going to happen. Yeah, because there is a consolidation happen over here and the first break of the high as this level. Down to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, these are a room full of harmonic pattern. We have the bullish godly, and it completed together with this crab pattern. All right. Yeah, and we have a godly pattern again over here, bearish godly, and an ABCD pattern. So for those who are our subscriber, you will have seen these trade ideas being shared with you. Fantastic, wonderful trade ideas. So pound dollar, we have shared it. So we are not like those some of the people when they are doing marketing, they only show you the end result, they show you how much they earn whatsoever, but you don't know what's going to happen. So basically on my end, I posted on 2nd of February, and of course this is a paid community. So for those who subscribe, they receive my entry stops and targets. So the 10 is my buffer, and this is my stop loss, 61 pips, target 155 pips, target 255 pips. So if you want in to receive all these information, then you can check out the link over here. Per month is only $297 US, and moving forward I'll be putting in more things, and you will receive even a software that can help you in plotting this pattern as well. So I would highly suggest that you do not follow the software blindly, although it does give you your stops and entry. What you should be doing is using it as an assistant, still plot it by yourself, especially our students. Okay, so once you click the play button, it's quite a pain-free trade. Basically just slide down, though it's a 4-hour chart. All right, so right now overall view of the what's going to happen. We can see some of the news is not very good. All right, so the latest one, we talk about the boost of the pound dollar, but last night we have talks like pound gain as BOE rate cuts, bet Fed on UK construction data. That means they are saying that the Bank of England is not going to cut rate anytime soon. That is one of the focus right now, in fact. So when you read this kind of headline, you really have to double check with with the chart, you see. So this is a live chart. Do you see a huge raise? Do you see a huge bullish run, gain, boost? So these are the keyword that you really have to be very, very careful what kind of time frame you're looking at. Even when we go into the 15 minutes, is it a lot of appreciation? It's not even recovered from the previous fall. Alright? Previous fall over here within the day. Alright? So yeah, so my take is you can't just take these words for it. And of course, some of the more sensitive things that you should really take note of is whether the EU and the UK side is okay. I think this is a slightly longer term effect on it. So after you did your analysis, then you look into this and say that, okay, right now I'm looking for a buying or selling opportunity. So what is going to happen for me is I will go through the news, I'll think about it. All right, and if I am looking for a buying opportunity, definitely a retest of here, the support you can see is very nice supported this level, very beautiful. So I believe that a chance there's a retest over here again. I'll do a right click, and I'll do my secret symbol. After today is not secret anymore because all of you will know this is a 4-hour chart and it's a double bottom. All right, so sideways trade, just create alert. Once it ring, then I see how it goes. I'll check the RSI and stuff like that, candle confirmation and stuff like that. All right, so that's one way. The other way is I can wait for a retracement, back up, and let's say if I'm bearish, I'll wait for a retracement, back up, and I will short the market again. So I will ignore the buying opportunity because even it reach here, you can just slide down. That's one if the market is very bearish. So I'll go through the news later, and of course I'll share with my community. All right, so that's for our chart. 1 hour, nothing much over here. Pretty interesting observation. And of course, if you have not seen yet, we have also spotted a shark pattern, and I shared with my community as well. So we have Godly, and we have crab, we have shark. That's why the market has such an aggressive move. All right. Anyway, the market did break and close above the high over here and break and close below the low over here. Overall movement, I would say that it is moving towards expansion, to which side is not confirmed, but the latest trend is pushing towards the downside. And you can see that there are more black candles than the white candles in the recent movement, suggests that the entire market is more bearish than bullish. So if you are looking of this kind of tricks to wait for a double bottom to buy up, do take note. Hi Darren, do take note and be cautious about it. Right now, let's move to the next pair. Dollar yen, also very interesting setup. All right, so dollar yen on the daily chart, we can see that there is a uptrend movement over here, and it does have a strong close above the high. This entire movement is amazing, man. Okay, so the opening and the closing over here is about 83 pips. Fantastic. All right, so down to the 4-hour chart. So 4-hour chart, we have this movement. And if you register this as a harmonic pattern, X to A to B, might be a butterfly pattern, so it may dip further before another buying opportunity occurs for harmonic pattern traders, of course. Down to the 1-hour chart. 1-hour chart, you can see huge appreciation. You can wait for more confirmation to see if there is a bullish harmonic pattern. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. Alright, so over here, just focus on the big one. Let me just hide this first if it is distracting. This thing is more distracting for me. Yeah. Alright, so over here, a head and shoulder, I think it has really ended earlier, 1104748. The highest is when it's about 11028, 20 bits away, which is fine. Over here, there is a potential shark pattern completing 10604, looking for a buying opportunity. Down to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, we have this pattern that's going to happen in any way or any form. So this is definitely not for the 4-hour chart. Let me just hide it again. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so this is a bad pattern with a amazing huge PRZ, meaning to say that you have to reach the furthest line and bounce back to be qualified. So in this case, this pattern is not a qualified pattern. So if you go to those trainers that tell you that oh, Fibonacci, you just need like that, X to A 50%, 88.6 by 88.6, don't do that. You're just throwing your money away. All right, so if you need help, drop me a message and stuff like that. We see how we can make arrangement for you. No doubt, I am a active trader and I love to analyze, and I like to think about stuff, create strategies and top procedures and stuff like that. So I still leave it here as a forward testing as well as education for my viewers. All right, so or followers on the 1-hour chart, this is what we have. This is the trade that give me a losing trade. No comms on that is fine. I can't pretty much expect all trades to be profitable, right? Alright, so this is the bad pattern. Okay, and market has give me a confirmation. So after confirmation, the market went back up. I got a very good price to sell it. Alright, but who knows, maybe US election coming up and stuff like that, or tariffs news push it higher. These are things beyond your means, so always manage on things like how you manage your risk. Do not do always love to joke with some of my Bangkok students, please do not go into the all-in state. Whoa, this look good within the sell zone, very beautiful within the support resistance, short, Instead of shorting one contract, you short 5 contracts. So when these kind of things happen, you get burned very, very badly. And for me, it's just, oh, okay, hit a 31 pips. It's not ideal. I'm not prepared to go in to lose money, correct? But it does minimize the chance or the rates I'm losing because I'm still use active trading management. Alright, got it? So to the next pair. On the Euro Yen. So Euro Yen on the daily chart, you can see that this is the last leg of the move, the bearish movement. Market break and close above the high, kind of, but it didn't. Alright, so this was the high. Market break and close above the high this week over here. It covers everything. Correct? So this became pretty much resisted. So overall trend on Euro Yen is bearish. If it's really bullish, it's all wrong. Alright. Down to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, you can see a very bearish movement. A very, very bearish movement. When market went into consolidation and have a bit of retracement happening over here. To the 1-hour chart. On the 1-hour chart, this is what we have. This is an extremely bearish pair, I would tell you. Last leg of the bearish movement. Our market just failed to break and close above the high over here. Back to the daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. My analysis, there are two. First, we have a bad pattern and a crap pattern. If you have been our live session and our community subscriber, you should have already spotted it and already took profit. Congratulations to you. If you have not, it's fine. Then wait for the next setup. You can see this crazy strong bearish movement. Just wait for retracement to happen. Who knows? X to A. This seems lower. Alright, so X to A to B maybe, retracement. Then you have another bad pattern. It could happen, but just wait patiently. Alright, 1-hour chart, nothing much. As overall trend is bearish, I only focus on bearish setup. I'm not those kind of traders. Everything is bearish right now. A bearish setup, harmonic pattern, it should complete a much higher price. So I wait for retracement, I buy all the way up. You know, a bad pattern is only a bad pattern when it complete at D price. Alright, a crap pattern is only a crap pattern when it complete at D price and a confirmation reversal. Alright, unless you have tested rules and strategies. If not, you shouldn't be doing that. Yeah. Alright, so to the next pair. On the next pair, on pound yen on the daily chart, this is what I have over here. Last leg of the bearish movement, market break and close above the high 1 time, 2 time. Pound yen. So if you have those kind of thoughts that Euro yen and pound yen is the same, if you look at this, it's very different. Pound yen is on a bullish run. Okay, this is last leg of the bearish movement. All can agree to this. Market then break and close above the high 1 time. Retracement. And break and close above the high, fail to break the support. So pound yen is on a bullish run. Down to the 4-hour chart, let's have a look over here. Last leg of the bullish move, market break the support, went up, came back down. It's well supported. You see, it's well supported. So right now on the 4-hour chart, it is still bullish, just a wicker bull. All right. Just a wicker bull. Down to the 1 hour, let's see. So please do not assume, oh, 4 hour is wicker bull, 1 hour definitely is bearish, and stuff like that. You just have to double check because the turning points are different. New break of the low over here. Let's see from here. Market break and close above the high, came down. Break and close above the high, came down. It didn't break the support. Seems like, but it didn't. It broke below, but it didn't close below. Alright, so it's still bullish. Market then went up. Last leg of the bullish movement. So this became the support. Seems like it went higher, but it did not break and close above the high over here. And having this shadow, you have to break and close above the high, so it didn't happen. This is still the support area. Market then break and close below the low 1 time, 2 time. Bearish movement. Okay. And a break and close above the high 2 times. So this is the support. So bullish movement, break the support one time. So I need another break and close below the low price 14093 to be bearish. So overall on the daily 1 hour chart, it is also bullish but a weaker bull. Alright, so on the daily chart, let me share with you my analysis over here. I have a bat and a crab pattern as well, very alike. So overall is bullish. Right now, if I enter for a selling opportunity, I'm counter trend trading, so I'll take conservative targets. I'm waiting for a retest back into this consolidation zone to sell it down. Alright, to the 4 hour chart, this is what I have right now. Yeah, so let's have a look. On the 4 hour chart, I believe there is a sharp pattern. This sharp pattern is already invalid. Just remove it because it consolidated too long. So just remove this first. Alright, so over here, there are many rules to shark, so just be careful about it. Full fips. Alright, so I do believe the shark pattern will look something like this. Please double check, guys. Alright, likewise a counter trend trade, X to A to B. What have I done? Okay, let's do it again. X to A to B, B to C, CD completion somewhere over here. Alright, so this is the shark pattern I'm looking for. Interesting, there's another pattern over there. Alright, so make sure that this is only shown on the 4 hour chart. So I have a pattern overlap situation right now. Seems like, maybe, no. This was the previous. Alright, so I just changed it to 4 hour chart, page 4. And it's a counter trend trade. Got it? So once I receive the alert, I'll wait for confirmation over here before I engage the trade. All good? Great. Alright, so to the next pair. My favorite trades of this month. New Zealand yen on the daily chart. So on the daily chart, we have this New Zealand yen setup. Pretty much looked like a double top. Then the market went down. So let us just focus analyzing the first steps. Bearish movement, market just went up and retest the previous high. So it's very bearish setup. It has not break and close above the high. Then market did a double top and went down. Alright, down to the 4 hour chart. Our 4 hour chart, you can see on the 4 hour chart, it was let's see, market went up, came down, break new high, did not break and close below the low. Although you might say this is it is very close to the support. I would see this as support taken. Alright, so 4 hour chart, market came down over here, break and close below the support, bearish one time and the second time. So overall on the 4 hour chart, it is bearish right now. Daily and 4 hour is bearish. Down to the 1 hour. 1 hour chart is bearish as well. This is pretty obvious. Alright. A bearish setup, a bearish movement, market break and close above the high one time. So it's a weaker bear. Take note of that. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. Over here, we have this bad pattern. Market then went higher, did a double top and slide all the way down. Fantastic. Alright, so for those who have traded this pair, congratulations. It's a huge profit setup. Over here, this is the alert for you to enter the trade. This entire setup will bring you about more than 311 pips of movement, but it does take about 35 days to happen because it crossed over the weekends, I believe. Okay, 25 bars in total, 25 trading days. Alright, so right now the market has hit the first target profit of this pattern. Alright, 4-hour chart, this is what I'm doing, what I did. On the 4-hour chart, before that, we have a short pattern to further confirm a shorting opportunity for those who have shorted. Congratulations. Market then gap, and did not recover from the gap, and slide all the way down. So for me, I noticed that this level is also the first target profit level on the daily chart. So about 2 days ago, I buy up over here. After the candle confirmation over here, retracement, I bought it from here all the way up. And today, by reaching the first target, I see this indecision candle. I've decided to exit the trade. I have gained about 100 over pips on this. Yep, so this is the trade. 103 pips. Target to 182. It didn't happen. Not the way I'm looking at it. So I did a manual exit. 103 pips on both setups. So this is at the moment that I plotted, 3rd of February. And ta-da, profits. Alright, so this morning I saw this candle. I know that, okay, it's something that I have to take note of, because for crab pattern, if you're trading off a higher time frame like a 4-hour time frame, sometimes it doesn't give you the straight up movement, but it will give you something like this. Alright, you may came down and sometimes even much lower before it turn it up again. So I'm observing, I'm creating this trend line known as the profit trend line. If the market touches this line, I'll receive an alert. You can see there's alarm clock over here. So I receive an alert, and from there I'll decide if I'm going to engage for a type 2 buying opportunity. I'll observe closely. I will definitely wait for a candle close to decide. Alright, so by having this kind of active management, it does increase profitability for me. At least I can save about 97 pips. So if the market come back down to this area, my 100 over pips of profit will come back to close to 0. And when, let's say, it break and close below, I will get stop out entry for my target too. Then that is damn bad, correct? So right now, for me, it's great. I already out of the trade. Very, very grateful. And that's really for people who are busy and have very uncertain timetable like myself. If you are also one of them, what you need to do is just do a check at 2, 6, and 10, because it's 4 hours interval. So 2 p.m. Singapore time, there will be one candle open and close. The next candle open and close will be Singapore time at 6 and 10. So it does go around the clock. And the good thing about FX trading is that to many people misunderstanding is that, oh, FX people don't sleep at night. In fact, it's not true. It's more for the futures and options people don't sleep at night because they trade the US market, correct? So even for the US market, US, if you're trading US dollar, is active at 8 p.m. And there's no need for you to stay up until like 12, unless there's things like US bank interest rate, or there are some books FOCM announcement that will happen about 2-3 a.m. Singapore time. For me, it's very simple fix. You just don't trade it and just exit the trade. If you're afraid there's any rate decision, or you just put in your stop loss and let it be. Alright, so decision is on your hand on that, but I find that it is very good because I can just look at about 10 a.m. I can have a look to see how the candle formed. This is a 10 a.m. candle. Definitely it's a warning sign for me. And having the RSI went back to the norm, I have decided to exit. And of course, that is because I understand crab pattern movement on a higher time frame. Not many people does. Many people do. They just follow the textbook and they don't look into the products, and if there's any market changes, that's very sad actually. All right, so anyway, down to the 1 hour chart. So on the 1 hour chart, yes, I'm looking for a shorting opportunity. The whole game for this setup is I want to get back in to sell, because there's another target at a much lower price, and I want to get it. All right, so what's going to happen is right now there's no setup for me to short, but on the 1 hour chart, I'm waiting for this what you call a sharp pattern, complete about 7144. Let's say the market went a bit higher, that'd be fantastic. It didn't, so hopefully it went a bit higher, and if I get reversal signal, I'll just short it. Alright, so some of you might have questions like, hey, since you are waiting for it to go higher, why not just wait it and you can earn about 10-20 more pips? To me, no, because this shark pattern is not formed yet. No doubt I am confident about this, but in order to be a shark, it has to touch the price, and we do see that there are times that the pattern never complete and it just went off. Correct? It could happen. Alright, and some of you might be saying that, oh, it's near enough, why not just short it? I just don't do that because it has a touch D to do it, to do a short for it to be a valid pattern. If you do enough time of early engagement, like you engage 20 pips before, 20 pips before, and 20 pips before, let me show you something that is magical. This is an example that I hit my stop loss, but you can see that the reward is to risk. Let's just focus over here first. Alright, the reward is to risk over here. Stop loss 32 pips, target 1 33 pips, target 2 73 pips. All good? So I did say that I wait for 3-bar reversal to short. Alright, so if you read the comment segment, I managed to just enter the trade 5 pips later. 10902. Okay, here is 10897. Agree? 5 pips different. But the effect to it, my stops and target is the same. The effect to it is huge. Alright, so you see, over here, my stop loss become 27 pips and my take profit will become 38 pips. Can see? So instead of risking 32 pips, I risk lesser, and when it comes to reward is the risk, sometimes it does hit a huge what you call a huge difference. So over here I actually have a typo. It's actually a 27 pips, not 32 pips. Yeah, morning I'm brushing off for a meeting, so it's even better. I lose 5 pips lesser. Alright, so if you do this like 100 times, 10 times will be 50 pips, 100 times will be 500 pips. And if you are a full-time trader and this is something that is golden, you know, 5 pips here, 5 pips there, that's 10 pips already. Alright, so if you're looking at target 2, you can even go up to like 15, depends your perspective how you see things. Alright, so very, very important. Alright, I hope that is useful. Hit the like button if you like it. Share it if you love it. Alright, so let's go down to the next pair. Australia dollar on the daily chart. Quite a quiet crowd today, yeah. Alright, so Australia dollar on the daily chart, you can see market came down, support level. This is the last leg of the bearish movement. Market just went back up to the high and toppled down. Alright, so overall trend for Australia dollar on the daily chart is bearish. For our chart is very obvious, it's a bearish movement. Nothing can be much more obvious than this. This is the one of the most obvious setup. Alright, down to the 1 hour chart, bearish as well. Very bearish for Australia dollar. Last night I have questions whether Aussie will go lower. In fact, I find that Australia are very due for a crash. Sorry to say that, but there are issues that I'm looking into. You see, market keep on creating new low. You thought that this is low, it start to create even more low. And we zoom out, it has already break and close below the support over here. Read the gray, or rather a light black number. 6813 is broken. So if it break, it came down. Here have an immediate support. Thank God, it stood firm. But if we go a bit further, basically we don't see anything else until here. 6.3. Oh my God. Can you see? 6.0. That is 2009 low. So yes, I'm looking at this level between 61 cents and a change of US all the way to 60 cents. So if you do have plans of going Australia this year, yes, now is the time. You can change some. You can change some already. It's quite a good rate. But you can have another 6 cents difference, you know. This is a monthly chart. It is so near, and support resistance, they always draw each other like a magnet to the next level. I'm looking at about 63 cents to be conservative. 6344. Let's put an alert over here for the fun of it. And I want to receive a bit earlier. 6350. You may or may not get this rate when the market moves this way. Example, if the Australia dollar just moved to 6350 overnight, sometimes the money changer, they have the rights not to react to this price, and that's when the government and the press will come out and say that unless it is at this rate for the next 2 to 3 weeks, we will not settle for this rate. Remember, that's what happened during the first Brexit referendum in 2015, 23rd of June. All right, so when the referendum happened, pound basically is defeated all the way down. And of course, Singapore government, the press stood up and say that unless it's that rate, next 2 weeks, they are not going to fulfill at that exchange rates. Guess what happened? We all know the results, right? All right. So anyway, Australian dollar on over here, I can do a settings and I can say things like check if to change more Aussie. So some of you might be thinking, oh, okay, good for you. If you're going to Australia, you can have huge savings. Nothing to do with me. Nonsense. All right, because right now, if you are in places like in Singapore and Malaysia, this is as far as I know, they do have a debit card that allow you in Malaysia. It's known as Big. Different company for sure. That's what I know. Singapore is U-Trip. All right, so for U-Trip, what you can do is once you see the market drop all the way to 63 cents, I'll be writing this report very soon. I'll go even a much detailed analysis. I see some structure over here. It might even go lower. So let me just do a bit of analysis and think through first before I publish this. But the lowest price, one of the comfortable rate, conservative rate, I'm looking at 63.50. So let's say if your trip is next month, highly likely you may not able to enjoy this fantastic rate. If you're at a further time, I just wish you good luck. But if let's say you didn't, so you went earlier, and of course you know Australian dollar is coming down, and if you have no plans of going back in any time soon, then just change it back to avoid any more losses from exchange rates. Or what you can just simply do when the market went to a much lower price, change your money to Aussie. Make sense? Okay, so let's say it went like super duper low. Let's do a very simple analysis. We do a AB equals CD movement. You see, I have done this like way long ago. These 3 lines, I don't even remember it existed. It was done very long ago. All right, so a very simple analysis, you can, let's say equal distance movement, you drive it all the way down to 54 cents. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm not saying that there is no possibility of that. All right, so I just need to do a bit more detailed analysis. For my student, you might observe that there is a pattern over here. It could be a AB equals CD movement, and oh god, this is crazy, man. All right, so if it fulfill the ABCD movement, it may even drop deeper. It's no joke. That's okay for the fun of it. Don't want to keep you guys in suspense. 44 cents again. Common story. Yeah. This is bad. So on one hand, I'm kind of happy because there's an opportunity. On one hand, I really feel sad for the people if this happen, for the citizens over there, of course. This is bad, man. All right. Hopefully, it's not a coronavirus. Okay. All right. So on a higher time frame, we have this setup known as the ABCD pattern. Okay, and this is pretty much the level I'm looking at. All right. So for the fun of it, I'll still set an alert. It's a great opportunity to look at seriously. AU monthly chart MN. This is usually I do a annual analysis. Then I will be doing things like that. A, B, C, D. Buy. So there are two ways of trading FX. You can either go into once the market reaches price, let's say 5376, you buy up. That could be one, and that's the most profitable way you're going to do. Some of you might not be comfortable. You're scared that, oh, such crazy movement, I don't want to have those, like this kind of spiky movement that I can spike out and stuff like that. Not quite interested. So let me just bring back the line first. Okay, not quite interested. You can just go to your money changer. In this case, you can use U-Trip or Big to change it to Aussie. Of course, there's a limitation on how much you can change. So don't say it's not possible. Yeah, it happened during the 2002 period, 2001 period. This is a monthly chart. All right, relatively the earliest I can get is 93. So this is historical low, man. If this happen, it is really devastating. All right, so it's a possibility, but the more immediate level I'm looking at is 63.29. Okay, 63.29. Got it. I hope this is useful. All right, so having the knowledge, you can use it for any purpose. You can use it for trading purposes, business decision purposes, and stuff like that. All right, so to the weekly chart, this is what we have. And this is for the monthly, so it's important to just hide it and not affect your other analysis. Alright, so let's get back to the daily chart. This is the garlic pattern. A sharp turn, a V-shaped turn over here, hit target 1, target 2, and extended downwards. Congratulations for those who have got it. So you know that I'm extremely bearish on Australian dollar right now. Down to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, nothing much set up for me to engage for any kind of trade at the moment. To the 1 hour. On the 1 hour chart, we have a shark pattern might come out. And this shark pattern might be invalid by how the formation is moving. So we just stay a bit positive for now. I'll just shift it over here and see how it reacts at the D point completion. Okay. Yep, this is the D point completion, waiting for a shorting opportunity. Alright, so you'll see it's updated. It's something over here like this. Alright, so end of the day, this might be a pattern that it doesn't fulfill the requirement and stuff like that. We have to watch closely because shark, there's a potential of 3 different levels. This level might be broken. Alright, so a confirmation is required for you to trade such pattern. That's it. Extremely bearish on Australian dollar. So what I can do potentially is I can still have 2 targets and having the second target to run. And of course, once the first target has achieved, I can shift my stops to entry. Alright, so to the next pair. Australia CAD on the daily chart, pretty bearish setup as well. Market has this bearish movement. Break and close below the low. Market failed to break and close above the high over here. Can you see? This is a common theme for Australia, very weak. Alright, 4 hours movement, this is what we have. Bearish. 1 hour. 1 hour have slightly different story over here. Depends how you read trends. Okay, but even read it this way, the market break and close above the high 1 time, 2 time. So on the 1 hour chart, it is bullish. Alright, so having daily and 4 hour bearish, 1 hour bullish, there are 2 approaches you can do it. You can go into the 1 hour wait for retracement and buying opportunity, or you can wait for the went back up to the most recent consolidation area, which is about 89.78 to 89.94 for a shorting opportunity. Alright, so let me share with you my analysis. I have a AB equals CD movement waiting for a counter trend trade to happen at 87.54. Down to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour chart, I did talk about this shark pattern. Have I spoke about it just now? No, it's a different. That's the Aussie dollar. This is Aussie CAD. Alright, so a shark pattern waiting for a shorting opportunity at 91.91. Alright, and of course 1 hour chart, nothing much over here. All right, so this is a consolidation period. You might want to take note, even a double top is possible to pull off this trade at 89.95. Let's have a look. 89.95, what do we have over here? This portion over here, I guess. Yep, this portion over here. All right, so just watch closely. But this is not on my top list. New Zealand yen is on my top list. All right, so having this, I will just downgrade my Aussie, my Aussie cat. All right, to the next pair. Dollar Canada on the daily chart, a bearish movement, a bearish setup, having a bearish channel. Right now the market seems to break and close above the high. Let's see how it goes. To the 4 hour chart. On the 4 hour chart, market has a double top movement like. Wait for confirmation before you short the market. 1 hour chart, nothing much over here. There was a crab pattern waiting for a trading opportunity. To the next pair, moving a bit fast. To the next pair, Canada yen on the daily chart. You can see that market has break and close above the high and slide down. Is a counter trend trading opportunity. Over here, 4 hour chart, bearish setup. Okay, and 1 hour chart, this is what we have. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. Analysis over here, there was a butterfly pattern, and having this pattern, it is a it hit the first target profit level. By having that, it does give a great opportunity. One of my students have really shorted it. It's shorted by a bad pattern, cat yen. Fantastic setup. So if you got it, great. It's a pattern over pattern. 4 hour chart, there was a AB equals CD movement as well. So I already set a alert for a observation. Usually it's not my style of buying a test on the ABCD pattern on a buying opportunity. Okay, so there is a confirmation happened and the market just flew off. It was recorded, I think, on my Trade Others Educator over here. Yeah, it was recorded. You can watch the video over here that I have shared with my subscriber. Okay, so this is for you. Okay, you can just check it out. All right, so back to the analysis. All right, so down to the 1 hour chart. 1 hour chart, nothing much over here. Break and close above the high. Yeah, so to the next pair, in fact the last pair. Any questions, you can just pull it down. Pound Australia, a very bullish setup right now. So all the pound is showing very bullish. If you're looking for short, it's fine, but just have to be a bit careful. Down to the 4 hour chart. You see, so this is kind of quite a disalignment with the news over here. Bullish pound trading on both sides. So I'll go into more details later, and hopefully I'll post something on our Facebook page if I find anything that's interesting, or rather in the website on our website over here. All right, so to the 1 hour chart, this is what I have. Okay, back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. All right, my analysis over here, a bad pattern that did not have a great confirmation, and market just went up. To the 4 hour chart, this is what we have. No setup and 1 hour still waiting. All right, so that's all I have for you today. If you are looking to learn how to trade and stuff like that, we have a workshop. In fact, this evening, do not miss any other trading opportunity, or rather a seminar, workshop and stuff like that, because moving forward I will pretty much focus more on tradings and online and overseas speaking engagement and stuff like that. So this is the link for the workshop. If you are looking to just spend 30 minutes at home to trade right now, especially with all the coronavirus, and you are just tired of traveling in and out, becoming a hassle, or you just simply want to reduce your work time from 30 minutes all the way from 12 hours all the way to even 30 minutes, get started practicing and stuff like that. You can achieve the 30 minutes once you get a hang of identify all the trends and turning points and stuff like that. Okay, so it's happening today, 7 to 10:30 p.m. Please do register first before you come in order to complete the entire process. All right, so that's all I have for you today. Till then, remember always plan your trade and share plan, and looking forward to see you soon. See you guys.